lesson 354. We stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose. And in Him is His Creator as He is in me. So Christ is in me and the Creator is within Christ. It's that central channel, is that reservoir which is going to help you become aware of that center within you. And that center within you want to claim, and you want to bring Christ back into your awareness. You want to bring Christ back into consciousness. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is part of the Lucid Mind Center. And the reason why this is called Qigong support is because we are using the teachings and wisdom of Qigong and the Taoism to help us understand it on this human plane, to understand better how to incorporate this, what the Course is teaching us. As some of the things as Christians we have missed out on, we haven't been taught properly because there were so many atrocities happening during the 2000 years in the West. So there's a lot of things we got lost with the burning of our witches and sorcery and the church, and a lot of things have happened there. So we have lost our natural connection to self, the nature connection which has been in the nature tribes in Europe and is still in nature tribes all over the world. And by using the Taoism and using our own understanding, our own exploration and observation of ourselves and the teachings of A Course in Miracles, when we combine this, we actually sink deep within and the memory arises. Once we have allowed ourselves to sink deep within, come out of our head, come out of our ego mind and sink down into the heart and into the lower dantian. And that is why it's called Qigong support, because after reading and contemplating this lesson together with you, I'm going to guide you to Qigong classes, which are going to help you internalize this lesson and understand it better, and also connect to your higher self and ask the higher self for clarification. Also, just before we start, we want to become aware of that central channel, and we just want to breathe 3 times into it, just connecting ourselves. And before we make the upper connection, we want to create a lower connection. We want to connect our body to the earth. The body is an excellent tool to help us remember who we truly are. Understanding that the body is actually a tool, and understanding that this body belongs to this earth, belongs to Mother Earth. So you can put your feet onto the floor. You want to get this connection of the floor, or you can sit on the floor in lotus pose, and you can also imagine that you're growing like roots or a tail from your coccyx bone down into the earth, and roots from your feet into the earth. And you can put your hands onto the sofa if you want, or you can hover them above. If you're sitting on a chair, you can just let them hang down. But you also want to make a connection from your fingers to the earth. And you can just imagine that you're like growing them into the earth. It's like pointing towards. Very good. And once you have the connection there, it goes very fast with me. I immediately get the connection. I get like a tingling sensation in my palms and in my fingers, and as I'm becoming more aware of it, my awareness of the sensation grows, and I become more aware of my own life force energy, and I also become more aware of the Wei Qi, of the protective field which is around me. So I, for example, cannot see an energetic field with my eyes open, and majority of us cannot, but what I can do is feel it, and I'm pretty sure that you can feel it too. You can like feel your skin, and you also can feel like a energetic flow on top of your skin. And this is just one energy field which you have around you. And now we collect this qi, collect this energy of the earth, bring it up above our head, and now we connect to the heavenly qi. Also notice now that your hands, the energy flow on your hands is different. The energy is flowing towards you It's like coming into your palms, and it also feels like it's sinking down through your palms into the elbows, and from the elbows into the shoulders, and from the shoulders into the lower dantian, guided into the field which is between your navel and your perineum and your coccyx bone, like in the center there. Just allow that energy to sink down there. Very good. And now connect, inhale, you can look up, and now decide to bring your awareness into the lower dantian. Exhale down through the mouth. And you want to sink it down. Very good. And let's do it again. Inhale, connect with the heavenly source, and exhale, bring it down. Become aware of your central channel, your reservoir of qi, your reservoir of energy, your reservoir of light, your reservoir of awareness of self and Christ. And last one, inhale, connect to the heavenly source, and exhale, bring the awareness down into the center of self, claiming this back, taking it away from the ego and saying, no, this is mine. This is what I need to remember who I truly am. Very good. If you've never done Qigong before, I suggest that you watch the 2 Qigong classes which I have recorded with the title, How Qigong Can Help You as a Course in Miracles Student. You will find the links below in the description. Let's begin reading our lesson together, and I'm going to give you more instructions at the end. If you have a cup of tea, you can also bring a cup of tea of coffee, and let's get cozy. Lesson 354. We stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose, and in Him is His Creator as He is in me. My oneness with the Christ establishes me as your Son, beyond the reach of time, and wholly free of every law but yours. I have no self except the Christ in me. I have no self except the Christ in me. So when you remember the Christ, when you remember the self within you, the true self within you, then you understand that you are the Christ. And then you also understand why we are all one, because there is only one of us. And that Christ is also in the most terrible people which have been walking that earth. Christ is also within them, waiting for them to remember. And because of life circumstances, there was nobody maybe, or some crazy stuff has happened to these people through their childhood in the society. I mean, there is certain society which are, the whole society is ill. And there's this saying, just because you, I think it's from Krishnamurti, just that your adjustment to a deeply sick society doesn't mean that you are actually healthy. So sometimes you have to kind of unlock out of this society and say, okay, what is it that I actually really want? Do I want to be in this misery? Do I want to hate people? Do I want to have war? Or would I actually rather have peace and remember who I truly am and bring this paradise back to earth, actually enjoy this peace? Us in the West, us in the free world, we are very close to it because we can peacefully walk around in our city, and we also free, our mind is freed to a certain extent. If you compare, in comparison, I'm saying that we are completely free. I'm saying in comparison to some other feudal societies which we have in the world. So comparatively, we are more free, and we have to look after this freedom. We must look after this. So my oneness with the Christ establishes me as your Son, beyond the reach of time and wholly free of every law but yours. I have no self except the Christ in me. I have no purpose but His own, and He is like His Father. Thus must I be one with you as well as Him. For who is Christ except your Son as you created Him? And what am I except the Christ in me? This is absolutely important to meditate on that, remembering that you are the Christ. If you have done this before, this lesson before, did you actually become aware, or could you actually incorporate, internalize that you are Christ? Did you allow yourself to remember this? Do you allow yourself to accept that now? Because that is the question. I have done a lot of soul searching on this. And it took me long time to consider if that could be true, if I could truly be the Christ within me. And this is kind of those ultimate soul-searching things we need to do. So like I said, it's not the soul, it's not the soul which needs the teaching, it's the mind which needs to unlearn the stupidities that we have got going around there. Let's read this lesson one more time. We stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose, and in Him is His Creator as He is in me. My oneness with the Christ establishes me as your Son, beyond the reach of time and wholly free of every law but yours. I have no self except the Christ in me. You have no self except the Christ in you. You might think that you have got an ego self. It might appear that you have, and there might be certain proof that you are the ego self. But that is exactly what we are trying to undo. We are trying to let go of that ego self, to remember our true self, to remember the Christ self within us, to bring this light, this awareness within, so then it can shine from within us outwards, and we can look at everything with Christ vision, with forgiveness. I have no self except the Christ in me. I have no purpose but His own. And He is like His Father. Thus must I be one with you as well as Him. Thus must I be one with you and you as Christ, as well as with the Father. I have no purpose but His own, and He is like His Father. Christ is like His Father. Christ is the light, like our source light. Christ is love, like our source love. Thus must I be one with you as well as Him. So therefore must I be one with the light and the love, as is Christ. So therefore we are one. This is like a logical conclusion. This is like a mathematical equation here. For who is Christ except your Son as you created Him? For who is Christ except your Son as you created Him? We are talking to our Father. And what am I except the Christ in me? That holy self, that is what you are. And we want to breathe that down. We want to bring this down into the awareness. So connect one more time to the earth. Grow this coccyx bone. Become aware of the connection of the coccyx bone, the tail which you have grown into the earth, the roots into the earth. And just want to become aware. The body belongs to the earth. The body is your tool. It's a vehicle. It's like clothes you're wearing to manifest the glory of Christ on this earth. And then inhale up. Connect to the Father, connect to the heavenly source, and now bring this awareness of yin-yang, bring it into this awareness of self, understanding that the body belongs to earth, it's a tool, the mind belongs to heaven, to Christ, to God, and remembering that you are Christ. Inhale up, and then you can say, I am the light of the world, and exhale down. And with the next one, I want you to inhale up, hold the breath, and then say, who am I? Exhale. And then inhale, look up, and receive the awareness. Inhale, and now bring the awareness down. Say the sentence which comes to you. Who are you? Or what are you? And do it one more time. Inhale up. Connect to the heavenly source. Say, what am I? Exhale, keep the hands up. And then say again, what am I? Inhale. Get the answer. You have the word, you have the sentence in your mind, and bring the awareness of what you are into the awareness of self. Exhale, smile as you recognize what you are. And now just put your hands onto your lap, and I'm going to read the statement of what you are and the prayer for you one more time. You just keep your eyes closed and inhale each sentence into the depth of your being, remembering who you are. I am God's Son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of His love. In me is His creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God Himself. I am the heaven where His love resides. I am His holy sinlessness itself. For in me purity abides. I am His holy sinlessness itself. For in my purity abides His own. And today's idea, we stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty and purpose. And in Him is His Creator as He is in me. My oneness with the Christ establishes me as your Son, my Father, beyond the reach of time and wholly free of every law but yours. I have no self except the Christ in me. I have no purpose but His own, and He is like His Father. I have no self except the Christ in me. I have no purpose but His own, and He is like His Father. Thus must I be one with you as well as Him, for who is Christ except your Son, as you created Him? And what am I except the Christ in me? And just sit with that for 3 breaths. And what am I except the Christ in me? Very good. And now I guide you to Qigong classes, where you can actually use physical movement and breath and intention to bring this idea even deeper into your awareness when you have time. So I'm suggesting this standing class for this lesson, this seated class. Here you have the reading of What Am I, which we're supposed to do at least once a day. And here you have a list of all Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Love, light and Qi to you.